Hi guys, welcome back to the Library of Alexandria. And today we're going to be doing my February TBR. It is a short month, therefore a short TBR. And there's only 4 books on there. And it seems weird to say there's only 4 books, and so that's a short TBR. I don't think it's unreasonable to read a book in a week. I guess there was a time where I read more than that, and I guess I did when there was break. So during Thanksgiving holidays and Christmas holidays, I read more than that. But I cannot do it while having to work full time. So what I do have on here is also the patron pick that I'm going to be reading in February. Made time for it, and everyone is just dying to see what it is. So without wasting any more time, let's talk about my February TBR. So first up is Boosh, The Rising by Ian Tregillis. And this is book 2 of the Alchemy Wars trilogy. Last month we read The Mechanical, and it was really good. There's been really good responses for it. Almost everybody who read it really liked it. Our discussion on that will be, I think, on the 2nd, I think it's a Saturday. I don't know. It's coming up. So join me and Pete and Sam Wise and Nuclear Katie as we discuss The Mechanical, which, if you didn't know, is about, it is an alternate kind of history where France is the one that populates the New World because it lost a war against the Dutch, and so the French Protestants had to flee to the Americas. I guess it's not America now, but they fled overseas, so they're in Canada, and the Dutch basically rule Europe, and they do it through alchemy. And one of the main alchemical uses is the animation of these robots called clackers. And the clackers are under geases that force them to do the will of the humans. And it was really good. Lots of spycraft, political maneuvering, discussions about religion, free will. Really good. So I can't really talk about book 2 without talking about what happened in book 1. So just know that I'm reading that. Book 1 of the series was good. Hopefully the second one is good as well. But the read-alongs are off to a good start. Next, we have probably the first book that I'm going to read in February is Boosh, The Silver Spike by Glenn Cook. This is book 4 of the Black Company series. If you heard what I just said, book 4 of the Black Company series, and you've already gone down, hopefully you didn't pause it, so hopefully you're typing while you're listening, and you've gone down to the chat and been like, well, technically, just stop. It's book 4. It doesn't matter. It's book 4. Shadow Games is book 5. I don't care how you do it. I don't care if you read them differently. That's fine. That's fine. Technically, you don't have to read The Silver Spike after The White Rose, but I would, considering it's directly afterwards. Anyway, I'm reading that. I've already started it, and I won't finish it before February, so that's probably be the first thing I read. I'm on a tear, guys, with rereading the Black Company series. If you are not aware, the Black Company is one of my favorite series of all time. It was one of the series that I read and reread in high school, back before I guess there wasn't a lot of fantasy, at least not that I knew about. And certainly not a lot that I read. This is while we were sitting here waiting for Feast for Crows to come out, waiting for Wolves of the Kala to come out, and my friends and I picked up the Black Company before Soldiers Live was out. So we were waiting. I remember the release of Water Sleep and Soldiers Live when I was in high school. So we read and reread it multiple times. And I love it. I love the Black Company. I've always loved the Black Company. Croker's one of my favorite fantasy characters. And the reason I'm rereading this, I've been trying to. I read the first 3 since I've been on BookTube, so I just read those again. But the real reason is that there's a new book coming out in November in the Black Company series. So I need to catch up by then. I've not read Port of Shadows. I've heard it's not good, but I definitely want to read this new one that's coming out. So that is why I'm trying to catch up. So any holes I have, or space that I have, I will be picking up another Black Company book. It's also easy to listen to on audio because I have read it before. So, if I miss something, it's not the end of the world, which is why I really like doing rereads on audio. But yeah, so the Silver Spike with Don't Kill Her Dog and Case and, some others. So, Silver Spike will be probably the first book. I'm probably reading it right now. Next, I'm definitely reading this in the month of February because it's already been too long. Boosh, the Seawatch, which is book 6 of the Shadows of the Apt. If you have watched my top 10, you should know where Shadows of the Apt stands on books that I enjoyed last year. And I read Scarapath in November, and it has already been 2 months, and I have not read book 6, and that's ridiculous. So this is another reason that I have so few books on here, because this is almost a 700-page chunker, but I am definitely going to read this in February. I got to know how it continues. I maybe 3 months will be as long as I wait, but I'm not going to wait longer than 3 months. I guess 2 months. So yeah, I'm not going to wait longer than 2 months. So if I go 2 months without reading A Shadows of the App, someone remind me, and I will, put the next one on immediately after in the 3rd month, because I don't want to lose the momentum with these, because they're just so good, like ridiculously good. It is book 6, so you don't want to hear about it, and you don't know about. You should read The Shadows of the App though. If you like military fantasy, just read Shadows of the App. Just read Shadows of the App and stop puttering around. Just do it. So the Seawatch, I'm going to be reading that as well. So the moment everybody's been waiting for. So I have been reading more. I've been successful since November. Really October maybe? I don't know. I've been successful in the last part of last year of actually reading more, of being more disciplined, and one, I don't sit there and work through my lunch every day anymore. It's my lunch break, so during my lunch break, sometimes I'll just go to my car and freaking read. Yeah, I got papers to grade. I don't care. I'm not doing anymore. So I can actually read something during the day. A lot of times I can't get any reading done when I'm home, because I'm just exhausted or have other things to do or whatever. February's a busy month anyway. I have to make up for lost time. I've been sick since 2025, guys. I was sick at the end of 2024, and I'm still not over it. I can't breathe through my nose right. And so I've lost time, recording crap they need to record, so I'm going to be working on a lot of that in February. But regardless, I've been trying to carve out time to have my patrons choose a book that can go on the wheel, and I can maybe read something that I wouldn't normally put on my TBR right away, or haven't rushed to get to, but they want to see me read. So right now I have it every other month, and every other month, just in case the book's long. I have my top 2-tier patrons put books on the wheel, and I spin it and to see what it is, and I'm gonna read it. And if I ever have extra space, if I don't feel like reading the next Black Company book or whatever, I have extra space, I might go and delve into it on a monthly thing. But I can only really promise every other month. But I'm determined to read my read along book and that. And if nothing else gets read, and as long as I read 2 books a month, I'm okay. The problem is when I was only reading 1 book a month, and that was garbage. So not doing that. So anyway, let's cut to the spinning wheel. And as you can see, many people were happy. This was put on the wheel by Charmaine, Pete, Mindolin, and Sal. They all put this on the wheel. And so finally, people have been telling me I'm going to enjoy this series for however long. Boosh, The Grace of Kings by Ken Liu. This is the first book in the Dandelion Dynasty. Of course you know that. You're on BookTube. Everyone's heard of this series. I keep being told that I'm going to like it. Don't you tell me what I'm going to like. I'll show you. Don't underestimate my power to not like something. But I am going to read it, finally, because I have been told. And so that's another reason I don't have anything else in February, even though I'm almost, I will be partly done with Silver Spike, and it's super short, is because this is also 600 and some odd pages. Was it? Yeah, it's just 600 pages. So I'll be reading Grace of Kings. It is about, I don't know what it's about. I didn't even read the back. I just know there's war, and it's quasi-historical, or a quasi-historical setting or whatever. But I know there's war, and things that people think that I will like, that I like in books, they think that I will enjoy it. So, I don't know. Joanne and Philip theoretically are reading this series this year, and I wasn't going to, because, you're not going to tell me what to do. And also, I didn't have space for this. I wasn't going to read this series this year. But, since I have to read Grace of Kings anyway, I don't know. I guess I can see if I can link up, if they'll let me, after I slapped down their invitation and, stepped on it in the mud. Let's see if they'll let me talk to them about it. But, Grace of Kings, that should make you happy. It should make many of you happy. Some of those patrons have been putting that on there forever, so I don't know what they're going to do with their lives now. The Scarab Path and the Grace of Kings people are, what are they going to do with their lives? They've been trying to get me to read those 2 books for forever, so what will happen now? So anyway, those are the books I'm going to read in February. Anything you're excited for me to read, or that you're excited to read in February, just let me know. Guys, thank you so much for watching. As always, information about my Patreon and Discord is down in the description. And I'll see you next time, guys.